Hello. It's Omayo Heldid. Anyways, I made a post asking a question: how did a giraffe become a dragon, right? So before I get into that question, right, or the explanation of that question, let me just give you a backstory, right? And then you can follow along and see where I'm going with this. But since we're like in the year of the dragon and it's related to fire, I figured let's talk about the Somali calendar, right? The Somali calendar is called Dabshid. Dub is fire, shit is to light fire, right? Now, the Somali calendar, or the agricultural calendar, yeah, where we keep our time in terms of, you know, the land, yeah, the natural way of keeping time, the solar calendar. The lunar calendar, which is the Islamic one, is mainly used for religious ceremonies and things like that, right? Related to the moon. So, the Somali calendar is 3,121, 3,122. That's 2024. Yeah, so last year we celebrated 3,120, 3,121. And that was, yeah, so our spring. So in the West, we celebrate spring March 21st, right? But in Somalia, you know what I'm saying, where we at, the Horn, the whole South, we celebrate spring or welcome spring the 19th of July, right? So last year we celebrated the new year on the 19th of July, and that was in conjunction with the Islamic 144 year, 1444. So we're in Islamically going into 1445. So, as you can see, this is the calendar. This is from all the clans, all the Somali clans in the occupied territory, which is Kenya, Ethiopia, and Djibouti, right? Djibouti is being occupied by France and a whole bunch of other bullshit countries. But some scholars have gathered all the information, and this is our calendar, the way people used to use it. Yeah. So we know what people do, in celebration of the spring. You prepare yourself, get yourself ready for the season, yada yada, right? And then Easter is like a religious celebration after that, right? But in the Somali version, how do we celebrate? Well, we welcome the new year after everyone has prepared everything and got themselves situated and ready for the new year. What you do is there is a festival called jumping over the fire, meaning you let every fiery or any beef you had the previous year behind to jump into the new year, right? And there is a Istunka game played, yeah. Stick fighting, basically. Get all the rage, right? It's the natural purge. Yeah, the purge is not what we saw in that movie, right? Where people start killing each other. No, you just let go of all the bullshit and the beef and start fresh, right? You've prepared yourself for the new time. So they do the stick fights, people jump over fire, and the new year is welcomed. So obviously, clearly, you guys have seen what's going on. There's the dance that right now is going on in Gaza, in the Arab world, and a whole bunch of other places where this idea is taken, and they jump over fire. And, I'm sure you guys heard of Zoroastrianism, and that whole fire thing. But in the Somali, where the idea originated is just to let go of all the what do you call it, all the anger, all the aggravation, all the drama behind, and start a new year. Yeah. Okay, so now that I kind of gave you like an overview of the basic of what Dabshid is and where this whole fire, jumping over the fire idea came from, let me just move on to why I said, how did the giraffe become a dragon? Well, the Somalis, right? Saeed of Mogadishu, which in the West you guys know him as, what's his name in the West? Marco Polo. In the Arab world, they know him as Ibn Battuta, lovers of dogs. Isn't that some bullshit? Lovers of chicken. Anyways, so in the Somali version, we know him as Saeed of Mogadishu. Now, he was the first sultan to send ambassadors to China to establish trade, diplomatic ties, and trade. Yeah? So they created the first ever recorded African community in China. Now, this was 1368, 1644, right? With Emperor Yongli. So what did they give him? The ambassadors that went there went and gave the Chinese people a giraffe as a gift. Now you guys seen the giraffe and the long neck. They thought it was a dragon. And that's where the dragon story comes in. Ain't that some bullshit? So, you guys are all celebrating the year of the dragon, yeah? And everyone is on this baloney. But if you really just kind of do your due diligence and look at the story, you will see where this dragon idea came from. Yeah, they confused the giraffe to a dragon. And then confused the whole Dabshid fire jumping or the lightning of fire to celebrate the new year with a fiery dragon. You know, you get the whole story. Daenerys, you know, the whole, what was her name? Mother of Dragon with the white hair, yeah? So, oh yeah, let me just add this fun little fact. So this was during the Ming Dynasty. So we're talking about when this diplomatic ties and trade agreements were established were 1368, 1644, the Ming Dynasty. And therefore, you get why certain Chinese people that are being suppressed are Muslims in China. Yeah, so I said all of that to say now you know how the ogre Chinese became Muslim.